Welcome back. This is my latest vlog and computer build. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it live because, hey, you got to have guts to do it live. And I got guts enough for both of us. That doesn't even make any sense. Well, listen, welcome back. I hope you've joined me before. If it's your first time, welcome, welcome. Everybody's welcome. Just don't be a jerk. Laid out in front of you are the parts we're going to use for this build. We got, of course, we've got a NZXT H500 case right here. It's going to be paired up with a Gigabyte Aorus 8. This is an X470 Gaming 7 Wi-Fi. Probably one of the best power supplies on the market you can buy for any amount of money is the EVGA 750 G3. I think this thing has like a 12-year warranty, which is out of this world crazy. GeForce GTX 1070 Ti Super Clocked Edition with a Ryzen 2600X with the Wraith cooler. The 970 Evo SSD, 1 terabyte. Corsair Vengeance, 16 gigs, 2 sticks of 8. What is that, 2666 megahertz. We'll be putting Windows 10 on here. God, it feels like something's missing. We can't put an optical drive because there's nothing up here to put one. Why does it look like something's missing to me? It's just, how many parts is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the case is 7. 7 parts. 7 parts. Can you handle putting together 7 parts? I think you can. Yes, Seasonic makes nice power supplies, but they're a lot more money than this one. This one's under $100. Fully modular, 80 plus gold. What else could you want? Wonderful warranty. This build is for a gentleman named Marty. Marty, is this your computer build, Marty? Sorry, Morty. This is for Marty. Yeah, this is what we're going to be building here. The CPU cooler is included. It's a Wraith cooler. But thank you for paying attention. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do you like these NZXT cases? I gotta tell you, they're growing on me. They're growing on me. Let's get some of this cleared out of the way. What should we do first? Well, I mean, the only thing to prep in the case is the I/O shield and the power supply. So let's do this backwards. Let's save that. So we're not gonna do, let's see, let's move this down. Let's move this stuff. I've got too much stuff. My wife is gonna divorce me, you watch. All right, guys, we'll just set this over there for now. Motherboard, RAM, M.2 CPU. Let's do this part first. Yeah? We're gonna prep our board. And let's just set this case right over here. My lazy Susans and I stay. Everything's in my way. Bigger, faster, more counter space. More computer parts, more room in my house to store everything. More. All right, here's our board. I thought Gigabyte stopped taping these things closed. Well, I guess you thought wrong. You talking to me? Didn't think so. All right. Let's pull this out. Da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. Ooh, you want me, don't you? Stop that! It's a family show. What? They do want me. Yeah, but that's not really family friendly. Since when is wanting things not family friendly? It's the way you said it, okay? It's the way you said it. Oh. Am I talking to myself again? Just for you. Just for you. I got the overhead camera. It's kind of hokey. Be glad I got something at all. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, it is. I will have to order a taller tripod for that. It's just not tall enough. That tripod is fully extended. That's all she's got. Cotton! I'm giving you all she's good. She can't take much more. All right, that's good. I need a cable to hook this up. Got one right here. Right here. Here, will you hold on to that? Grab that in for me, would you? Just wrap this around a little bit. Let's wrap it around here first. I just don't want to be able to yank that camera. If somebody trips over the cable or anything like that, just give it a little. And it keeps the cable from getting in the way of the shot. Okay, where's the plug? Right there. Let's put that right there. Come on. Which way does it go? Look at that. It's almost like I knew what I was doing. So close. Right? All right, let's see. Okay, give me that into the cable back. Thank you. And let's plug this into the back. Let's go into port number 2. Hang in there, guys. There's a little behind the scenes stuff you're getting privy to in this highly polished production. Okay, that can go there. And now we should be able to open the lens. Power this bad boy on. Let's just put it on auto. We'll go full auto on everything here. I can't remember how to turn it on. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, let's see here. Come over here. You can come over there. This can be extended out. How do I do that? I'm gonna need more slack, that's for sure, if I'm gonna extend this out. What's this knob? Turn this knob. There we go. And what do I do with my mouse? Let's see what kind of view we can get you here, guys. Let me get this set up for a minute. Hopefully this will look nice to you. Hey, dead on. Big Firmware has contributed 10 pounds. Hey, Carrie, I've watched many, many hours of your content. Just wanted to give a little back to say thanks. Hope you're, oh man. Hope you have a great stream. That's from Chris in the UK. That's from Big Firmware. Hey, thank you, Chris. Thank you for your contribution. It means a lot to me. It really does. You like that view? Oh, I know why I had it on manual. To get rid of all the text on the screen. That's why I did that. Let me flip it. Flip it. There we go. Why is it? Oh, I have to tighten it back down. Okay, that's good. Go this way, this way, this way. this way. How about me and it? Hey, look at my camera head. Hello? Can you see me? Shh, I'm hiding. Hey guys, all right, we're ready to rock and roll here. What do we want to install first? RAM. I think I want to install an M2 first. We have a nice shield right here. Oh, there's 2 shields for the M2s. Look at that. Which one? Decisions, decisions, decisions. Which one should I use? Let's see the motherboard manual and see if there's any disadvantage to using one over the other one. There's some stuff. Came with some more stuff. Driver disk. Wi-Fi drivers, apparently they couldn't put that on one disk. M.2s. M.2s. What do we say about the M.2s? Are they both NVMe? Storage. Storage. Operating system, BIOS, internal headers, hardware, storage interfaces right here. One M2 connector times 4 or times 2. Oh, 4 by 2, I think. It looks like they both support. Trying to hold it so you guys can see what I'm seeing. It looks like they both support NVMe times 4, so either one of these two should be fine. I like to keep it out of the heat, so my instinct is to go here. So I think that's where I'm going to put it. I hate to have it right underneath the graphics card. That's a lot of heat right there. So let's do this one first. I have experience using these now. Look at this, it even has thermal. Yeah, there's a little thermal tape on there. Don't touch it. He said after he touched it. It's very thin. But that's why I just went after a little corner there. It's fine, just don't touch it. Why am I taking the RAM out? I don't want the RAM. I want the 970 EVO. Let's get that out of here. This is a 1 terabyte 970 EVO. I think this sells for about $375 just for this, but it's worth every penny of it. There's my gum drive, stick of gum. Here's your question of the day. Oops. Which one's the NVMe and which one's the stick of gum? Anywhere it falls. $375. Reads data at about 3,500 megabytes a second. This is a stick of gum. It's about the same size. But if you look up in the corner there, this one is more tasty. Well, that was installed. I hope you didn't miss that. I'm not going to do it again. Experiment. Well, that's done. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, we have a few more parts to put in first. missed 2 contributions. What's wrong with me? Where are those contributions? I just see big firmware. I don't see one. Did they come in before that? Here, let me check over here. Ricky Saunders contributed £2.99. He says, love your channel and good fix. That's earlier today. Sterling3371, another contribution from Sterling. $2. He says, I love an underdog. Go Ryzen. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for alerting me to anything I miss here. And let me go back to the chat so I can see what's going on. Here we go. All right. Maybe I can just move this just a little bit over here. So, wait a minute. It's all backwards. Go this way. Yeah, there. Now you can see everything. Okay, so M.2 drive is installed. That's all done. So that box can go over there. That one can go over there. Is it time for the Ryzen? Are you Ryzen for the occasion? It's your 3D view. This is my CGI. Do you like it? I worked all night on this. All right. Slow motion. Just kidding. Let's get this opened up. Ugh. Ooh. Ah. I'll just put this right here. Free advertising. Free advertising for you, AMD. You're welcome very much. You see these brackets? These have to come off. So let's do that. Throw that in the motherboard box. Thank you. CPU, zoom tight. More 3D rendering. Okay, here's the chip. Delicate pins on the bottom of the chip. Open the retention lever on the CPU. See if we can get you a better view. Uh-huh. This is going to go should go. There's our little gold arrow right there. I don't see an arrow on this corner though. It should be this corner. Maybe I just can't zoom in close enough to see it. Maybe it is there and I just can't see it. I can't really see it. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's going to go in just like that. Yep, just seated, no force. And then this retention lever right here, let me just back you up a little bit. Oop, let's go back a little bit. This retention lever right here, that's going to go down and latch under. That CPU is installed. Installing our cooler is a piece of cake. The CGI is a carry generated image. I like it. There's the box. You will see there's plastic covering the bottom, and that's because there's thermal compound pre-applied and they don't want you to touch that or contaminate it. The Wraith coolers are very impressive, although I don't know why it's not within AMD's engineering capacity to turn this 90 degrees. It's only going to go on one of two ways. It either has to go on this way or 180 degrees this way. You see these screws on the bottom, they're not perfectly square, they're rectangular. So that's why the chip, unlike Intel, which can go on any of 4 directions, the AMD heatsinks can only go on one of 2 directions. So one way or the other, you're looking at an AMD logo that's going to be hanging sideways. So my preference will be to put it in this direction, just so I have the power cord coming out this direction, because I think the CPU fan header's right there. So that's going to be the shortest distance to keep the cable management clean. You see there's screws, and the holes that were left from the screws we removed on those brackets. We're going to reuse these right now. Just going to set this down, and then I'm going to tighten it down, not with an electric screwdriver, but with a magnetized, well actually on this it doesn't matter if it's magnetized or not, just a regular number 2 Phillips driver. And we just want to get these screws started. You'll see this kind of sliding around a little bit. That's normal. That's fine. It's just a thermal compound. Okay. Just a couple turns just to get it started. Go to the opposite corner and do the next one. I can't see. There. It would really help me if I had some light and some glasses. The heck with it. There. There is a little bit of downward pressure you have to push because they want this to have tension. It has to have a certain specification of tension for the heat transfer to be adequate. Opposite corners, you just want to try and tighten it down evenly all the way around. And these will turn until they stop. That's how you know when to stop. That one just won't turn anymore. But don't force it beyond that. Am I just not... What's the deal here? Not all the way. I gotta push down hard to get the screw started. Once it's started, then we're gonna tighten this side down. Now these 2 sides are tight. Now let's go do the other 2. That's the cooler installed. And this is gonna plug in, it's either the gray one or the black one. Looks like it's this gray one or white. It says right here, very closely at on the motherboard here. It says. See if I can bring it into your view here. Right here, these 2. It's a CPU fan. And CPU optional. So the top one, see the words down there? CPU fan, CPU optional. So CPU fan is the one above, that's the gray one. This has got a groove in it, so it can only go in one way. I don't know how well you can see that. One side is flat, and the other side has Black on black, yeah, it doesn't really pick it up, does it? You can kind of see it in the light, right, like that. There's 2 grooves, so this can only go on one way. There's a 4-pin connector and a 4-pin plug. There it is. Now we can put the RAM in. Corsair always puts this plastic stuff on their name, which drives me crazy. I think we got to use these first 2 modules. Usually you use sockets 1 and 2 first, and down here, written in fine print, you'll see right here it says DDR 4, 2, 3, and 1. So 1 and 2 are actually going to be the opposite of what I just said. 1 and 2, this would be 1 right here. Can I open that? Yep. And this one would be 2. But let's take a look at the owner's manual and verify that's the way we need to go. And let me take the other RAM module out and get it ready as well. If you put the RAM in the wrong sockets, it'll still work, it just won't work as fast. It won't be optimal. So just because you assembled a system when it powered on doesn't mean you did it right. So a real quick way is just open up the manual very quickly, just takes a minute, take a look at where they recommend, when you have 4 sockets and you're only using 2 or 1 module, to figure out where that's going to go for optimal performance. They will signify that in the manual here, somewhere in here it will say, I think I passed it. Why am I not seeing it? Why am I not seeing it? Ah, here it is. So right here in the manual, it will tell us which slots to use. So it says if I've got 2 modules, I can put them either into slots 1 and 2 or slots 3 or 4. Either way would be acceptable. So that's good to know. They don't really seem to care. So I'm going to put in slots 1 and 2 because that's what my OCD likes. So we'll open up these retention levers here, line the memory module up. There's got a groove in the memory module and there's a groove in the slot, and these have to be lined up. You can't put it in the wrong way, it won't seat. So first line it up correctly and just sit it straight into the track. Make sure that it's sitting in that track straight. And then using your thumbs, push down one side, you'll hear it click, and then push down the other side and you'll hear it click just like this. That's 8 gigs of RAM installed. Let's repeat the process. In the track, straight up and down. Thumbs, memory's installed. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's all there is to that. So that's what our board looks like. You want to see it close up? Want to see it from a distance? Want to see it close up again? You want to see both? What else you want? Okay, that takes care of that. Now we can mount it into the case. And there's some other stuff here in the box. An SLI bridge, multilingual installation guide, RGB stuff, SATA cables, the G connector, an extra screw for M.2, A Wi-Fi antenna. Oh, this has built-in Wi-Fi. That's right. And listen, it won't go fast enough unless you put this. Oh, I guess I got to turn the other camera on. Unless you put this sticker on it right here. That's going to make it go faster. That's your go faster sticker. 20% speed increase when you put that on. You people will believe anything. Okay. Back to the main. I got to clear some space. Done. Let's put this up here. Ooh, it's heavy. It's got a little weight to it. I would, you know what? Let's get this a little wire tie right here. Let me grab a nylon zip tie, not a wire tie. Let's tie that up. Well, we've got it out of the case because it's a lot easier right now than later on. All right, there's my nylon zip ties. How's everybody doing today, huh? It's a beautiful Thursday. It's 150 million degrees outside in Arizona. Not too many heat-related deaths this year, I think. Totally worth it. Now, one of the great things about this motherboard, and it's something I'd like to see other manufacturers do, they generally currently only do this on some of the higher end boards, but there's no I/O shield to install on this board. It's already built into the board, and that makes installing so much easier. See, there's an I/O shield there. Look. Look. The I/O shield is part of the board. So when you seat the board, you're putting the I/O shield in at the same time. It doesn't snap in like a traditional I/O shield. It doesn't have to. It's part of the motherboard. It's one less step. And you don't have to worry about those little grounding tabs and stuff like that. Pretty cool, right? I don't think I've ever worked on one of these H500s before. How does it come apart? It's got to be something simple. I'm sure whatever it is, it's simple. But, how do I want to do this? I guess I'm going to take the side panels off. If I put this on the case, this is not tall enough. This camera's going to hit it. So let me take these side panels off right now, and then I can lay the case flat so you guys can see the motherboard installation. Oh, plastic, go crunch. What is this? Let's do this side first. Oh, I like that they have captured screws. That's nice. You don't have to worry about losing the screws. There's one panel. Only one screw here. How does this come out? Ooh. Oh, it's only like half a panel. I operate under Windows. Did you get it? Yeah, I'll stick to my day job. All right, let's see, what do we got? Thomas Carter's contributed £5. He says the motherboard manual says the bottom M2 slot is only PCIe 2.0 by 4, not PCIe 3.0.4. Oh, really? Well, that's not good. We better move it then, huh? That sucks. This is why you need to read the manual. I had a hunch. And I just said, yeah, just ignore the hunch. See what happens when you ignore your hunches. But let's mount the motherboard. We'll change it later. We'll change that later. Let's put that here like this. Let's take a look here. Now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a standard ATX mounting. So if we look inside the case, is that as wide as we can go? Yeah, that's as wide as we're going to get. If we look in the case here, we've got 1, 2, where's my third one? 1, 2, wow, this case doesn't support it. Or am I looking at it backwards? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just looking at it wrong. That's why. All right, so it's a little bit wonky to show you this because I just can't get the camera far enough back. But that looks pretty good right there, I think. So this is the back of the board. This is where the I/O shield's going to go in there. That's where the board's going to go in this direction. So I'm going to grab the board. Let's give you a blend of the views here. I'm going to grab the board by the heatsink and I'm going to just lower it in like this. And I want to make sure, I call this a dry fit. I just want to get everything aligned and make sure that all of the motherboard mounting holes will align with a standoff. And I just wanted to count the standoffs to make sure I don't have more standoffs than I have mounting holes. If you have a standoff back behind the board, it's a good chance it's going to ground something out and short your board out. So it's a very critical but simple thing to check. And I can't see squat. It's very dark in there. Oh yeah, there it is. That's a tight fit. Let's make sure I'm not trapping any cables anywhere. I think I might be trapping this rear fan. No, the rear fan cable is routed behind the motherboard tray. This fan right back here, this one. Sometimes it can get caught underneath the motherboard, but it's already pre-wired towards the back of the motherboard tray, so that's good. Good, good, good. We don't have a post or anything like Corsair, huh? Nothing holds the board in for me. That kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have to push on it just to get it, push it this way to get it flush up against this rear I/O shield here. So I have some mounting screws and stuff are gonna be in the case. I just didn't take them out yet. And I probably should have, because I have to put the case back on its feet. Gosh darn it. Okay, that's all right. Let's take this back out. And then I got to get the little box of hardware out of here. What am I getting hung up on? Something's hanging me up here. There it is. Remember, don't force anything. Be gentle. And I'm going to have to move this so I don't hit the camera. Let's put that there for a moment. And let's go over here and get this little box of hardware out. These are all our front I/O. That can stay tucked away for right now. And yeah, see, the fans are already all pre-wired, which is nice. Look at all this cable management you've got. You gotta love that. Let's go back to what I was doing. Set this back down. And in here, we will have the screws that we need to mount the motherboard to secure it. Catherine Anna Hauserman helped with the parts picking on this case, and she did an excellent job as usual. This is everything you get with the computer case, with this computer case. Oh, look at this. That's cool. That's a, I think NZXT, they put the front port header all in, you know, the front power switch, those are all in one connector now. But if you have a motherboard that won't work, it'll break it out into separate connectors. Every case manufacturer should be doing that. And every motherboard manufacturer should be following the industry standard that has been accepted by, or in use by the motherboard makers, vast majority of them. And I'm just looking for some coarse threaded screws here that are shallow for mounting our board. I don't think that's that. That's not it. It's got to be these. Okay, now I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's do this. Let's try and see if I can get this lined up again. In we go, towards the back. Take a quick look here. Ooh, that IO shield is pretty. Me likey. Now it's just a matter of getting the screws installed. That's going to require 3 hands on this build. I need my flashlight again. Or do I? Wait a minute. Maybe if I just go for the middle first. Let's see. If I can see if I can line up that hole right there with the standoff behind it. I think that's lined up. Let's see. It's kind of hard to tell. That's not good. You want to be careful when you're tightening the screws down. Don't put a lot of pressure down on your screwdriver. You don't want to scrape it across your board because you can break traces on the board. So, you know, be careful when you're doing this. You know, the weight of the screwdriver itself, when it slips, if it slips, should be okay. Preferably it won't slip. I just don't know why I can't get this lined up properly. Something's just not quite seated right. Let's see here. Just can't, you know, the problem is it's so dark in here, I can't really see where the, now I can see. Yeah, the board has to go this way towards the back to line up with that standoff. I'm so close, I'm just off a little bit. I'm gonna turn this towards me so I can get a better view, even though it may not be a good view for you. Don't know what choice I have. Well, it looks like I can fit one in this corner, so maybe I'm just going to try one corner at a time and get what I can get. Nope. It's really close though. It's really close. There, finally got one in. I think I'm just going to go along this whole edge right here. And hopefully the others will start to line up. That's good. That one's good. Not good. What is back there? There is something right there. I can't see what it is. But everything else seems to line up. I have to see what that standoff looks like. It's Oops. Got a screw, got a runner. Where'd it go? Well, I'll get it in a minute. I will get it in a minute. I don't know what's going on right here. Right here. This is what has me baffled. There is something there. And I can't tell what it is. I might have to take the board back out and see what that is. There's something strange about that middle post that I can't quite figure out what it is. So let's take these back out. Magnetized screwdriver. Let's see what that middle post looks like. You know, this will be a lot easier if this fan was out of my way. Something just keeps hanging us up on this. There's something right up in this corner that seems to be catching it. So I think I'm going to take this fan out. That's good enough for now. Yeah, it seems like it was getting caught up on the fan. So what am I hitting right here? That's a weird, I guess it is a post. So it will hold the board in place when you get it seated correctly, in theory. So let me try again. Yeah, it just seated down that time. I felt it seat down. And I'm as zoomed out as I can be, guys. Definitely got to get a bigger tripod. Now come on. How can that be holding the board in place and it's not lining up? That's not possible. Nope. That's a weird angle that has to go in. Let's see if it'll fit in the other ones okay now. Is that right, Jimmy? Just want to loosen this one up just a little bit so we can still wiggle the board around. Let's go to the other side. If at first you can't, if you can't beat them, join them, right? I've got a cliche for everything. I think it's time to use the manual screwdriver here. This just isn't syncing up right. Let's try this one. Sometimes by fitting other screws, it sort of adjusts the board in a way that it'll align it better. But there's definitely a weird alignment problem happening here. Let me just loosen this up a little bit more. I don't want to take it out completely because I don't want to lose my grip. That I/O shield is tough. It's supposed to make it easier, not harder. Okay, that one's going in. Will this one go in now? Yep, that's all it took. Let's see if I can move this over a little bit and you guys can see better. Let's go up here in this corner. Yeah, it's all lining up good now. Got another one right here. Oops. I should be able to go back to my electric driver. That'll make this a lot faster. Good. Now I'm just going to check them all real quick with this screwdriver and just make sure that they're seated. Good. 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 That's the post. So we'll go over to this one. Good. 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 All right. I'll have to find that little screw I dropped a little bit later so we can just keep moving on with our build. Okay, let's go back to the main camera. There you guys are. These extra screws. Oh, there goes another runner. We got a runner. Put these away. Oh. Put that right over there. Oh, we got another nylon zip tie hiding away in this bag. Let's grab that. Okay, now let's get this thing out of the way. That's the motherboard mounted in the case. We've got all of our I/O here on the side. And I still have to secure the fan back, but until I put that 8-pin power connector on, I'm going to just wait, so that'll give me a little wiggle room there. And if this lower slot is only a ×2, see that number 2 Phillips is too wide. I got to use a number 1 Phillips on that. Or there's actually, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking this is a Phillips 1. All right, so we're gonna take that off. What a shame I exposed that thermal compound on there. See if I can put that plastic back on there. Should have it in the box still. Didn't I put it in here? I thought I put it in. Thought I did. Or did I kick it out here somewhere? It just vanished. Did I throw it away? It was blue. I remember it was blue. I thought I left it in here. Well, that's all right. We're just going to put this back. How about if I put it in the right way, though? This over here. And let me lay this down real quick. It is a little more difficult than I thought it would be standing it upright. Just lay that down and put this piece back on. Okay, so this is the larger, I guess I can just reuse that blue piece right there if I want to cover that one up. So I'm going to reinstall the M2. It's the same installation as what I've already shown you. We're just going to place it at the top slot instead of the bottom one. Oh, that's interesting. The top slot is going to require a standoff. So in the box here somewhere there should be a standoff. I know there was a screw, but I don't recall seeing the standoff. Oh, that's it right there. I don't know why they didn't package these two things together, but they've given us the standoff and the screw in two separate bags. So I am going to remove the standoff first. Let's swing this back over here so you can see what's going on. Oh. Let's go like this. And let's do the close-up. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. And we want to go to the 80 position, the 80 millimeter. So each of those holes is marked with different numbers. We're going to the one marked 80. And place that in here, just like that. And then I'm going to open up this other package right here that has the screw to secure it. This is a really tiny little screw, so don't drop it. Magnetized screwdriver all the way. And we're going to go right there. There we go. That's locked down into position. And now I can put this back on. You want to be careful on these. You don't want to slide this between the socket and the M2. There's a slot up above. Find that slot, and then lower this down. And then we'll secure it back into place with the screw that was holding it there that I just took out. Right here, just like that. Again, magnetized screwdriver, so you see I can hold it upside down without the screw dropping and bouncing around and getting lost or damaging or scratching anything. That's all there is to that. Now, go back and swing this back over here. Get it out of the way. And let's bring this back up on its feet. Put these tools away. That's not its feet, Carrie. Its feet are this way. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm gonna take a little break. I need to get something to drink. I'm thirsty. No, I have not heard back from IL yet. For those of you watching in Europe, that's called an ice maker. It's a tight fit. You guys have no idea what a mess this is. ASMR. Let me get this out of my way. It's really in the way here. That's better. Whoa, I see a $50 contribution. Holy smokes. When did that happen? That's from Rochester, New York, 87's contributed $50. Thank you so much for that. It's very generous. I really appreciate that. We always have ice in Norway. I bet you do. Okay. All right. Back to work. So we've got our front port USB right here. We have our HD audio cable here, and this is our, believe it or not, this is our front port reset switch, power LED, hard drive LED, all built into one connector, which is what the G connector in the board is for. So we don't need that, it's redundant. And if you had a board that doesn't conform to this standard, then NZXT includes an adapter to break these out like you're used to seeing. This is beautiful. This is an example of all cases should be thought out this well as the cable management options on this are fantastic. Maybe NZXT will sponsor me. Okay, so let's figure this out. I guess we're gonna feed that in here. It's gonna go in on the side. Yeah. Which way does it go on? There's 1-pin blocks, so there's 5 pins. It's a 10-pin connector with 1-pin block. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but it appears that there are only 4 pins on the top, so it would go, the front panel connector would go on just like this, right to the left corner, push straight on, and now you've hooked up power switch, reset switch, power LED, and hard drive LED, just like that. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that, folks. Now, when it comes to the USB 3, I could decide to run it down under here and up like this, I think. If I want to, I think that's an option. And I have 2 USB 3 headers right there, and I can use either one of them. So I'll just place it right. That. And then we have the front port audio connector, which again is just one connector. It generally runs all the way to this side of the case. I like how NZXT is giving me a hole back here for this. And on this motherboard, it looks like it's going to go on upside down in this corner right here. Yep, it does. So that's the cabling right there. Front port audio, USB 3, front port switches and LEDs. And this USB 3 cable is a little wonky. There's not a whole lot we can do about that, unfortunately. Not without severely bending it. I don't want to do that, put a lot of tension on that connector. It's too bad it wasn't on the side, you know, where I could plug it in on the side. The cable would be a lot cleaner, but it's going to work just fine. It's just not the prettiest thing in the world, having it loop like that. I suppose I could bring it in off the side and have the cable I don't know. Let's see if it looks prettier that way if I do it. I was just trying to hide the cable, and in doing so, it exposes more of it. So what if we brought it in the same way over here off to the side? You know, either way, it's still going to stick out. I don't know. I think I kind of like that a little better, though, to be honest. Let's get our power supply installed, huh? And then we can fire this bad boy up. I think. Was the 2600X have built-in graphics? Can't remember. Owner's manual, bag, Velcro wire ties, modular cables, power supply tester, power cable, silica gel, screws, we'll use those. Oh, good, they put my power supply in a bag. Thank God. That's a complete waste of money. That's all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. This is our power supply, the EVGA. This is the 750 watt G3. I want to say this has a 12-year warranty if you buy it from Newegg. That tells you how much this company believes in their products when they extend a warranty that long. That tells you a lot. I think it's got a hybrid mode here for on and off. Hybrid mode means the fan on the bottom will only run when the power supply gets hot. That way you're only bringing in enough dust as you need, and you're not having the noise and such if it's not running hot enough to need it. Makes the system run quieter and cleaner. So I would just turn that on and leave it on, and don't call EVGA for help because your fan's not spinning because you turn that on. My fan's broken. Something's broken, but it ain't your fan. All right, let's put that in right down there like this. And let's get these screws out. Rob H says, "Hi Carrie, love the videos. Keep up the good work." Thank you. And let's get this installed. You never, ever, ever install your GPU unless you are at the very end of your build and you have tested it and made sure that it works. Otherwise, you're just adding more confusion if things don't boot up to diagnostics. So unlike some people who don't know how to ask questions in the chat room, they make false accusations by saying, I have forgotten something, and it never occurs to them that I'm doing it exactly the way I always do it, because they must be new here. So, no, the GPU goes in after we verified everything else works. We just don't want, whoops, we just don't want more things to diagnose if it doesn't work. So I don't know, does this, I'm not in the right spot in that one either. I gotta go down here. I thought, what am I doing wrong? It's got to be lifted up a little. That's weird. Never had to do that before. There it is. Yeah, you don't go into this top corner and you don't go into that corner. You'll see that screws offset and that one's lower a little bit. And you just got to watch for that because these little holes, these vent holes, look just like the mounting holes for the screws. So just be aware of that. I like to torque these down a little bit tighter because it is a heavy power supply. All power supplies are heavy. And I don't want that to break free in shipping and it'll damage the whole computer. Now, the CPU has no GPU? Well, that's a bummer. Okay. So we'll have to install the GPU on this to test fire it. But many CPUs these days have a built-in GPU. And then what I advise you to do is to power the system on with bare requirements. You know, you don't need the optical drive if you have one, no USB stuff, and just verify what you've built thus far works before going any further. But if we don't have a GPU built on, then we're going to have to use the GPU. We don't have a choice. And that's okay. That's just fine. But before we do, we still have cabling to do. Precisely 2 cables, one for the 24-pin power and an 8-pin power up here in the corner for the CPU power. So looking at our cables here, this is the big 24-pin power connector. And I'm going to do this a little backwards. I'm going to plug it on the motherboard first because I'm crazy that way. All right. So let's go right here, like so. And then we'll just run it out the side. Pull that slack through. And this is going to go, just trying to figure the best cable routing, probably just straight down, I guess, right to the back of the power supply. This only plugs in one place on the back of the power supply, and because of the design of this case, you can only get at the power supply from this side of the case. And I'm back to needing a flashlight again. Did I put my flashlight away? I did. See. And of course it's going to go all the way to the opposite side. Of course it does. That one will go on there. You should hear it click, or you should feel it click into position. And give the cable a pull just to make sure it doesn't fall out. And that means you've got it in correctly. Well, these aren't clicking. Oh, that one's definitely not all the way in. I'm sure it would be a lot easier if I can get it from the other side. I guess I can take this off, huh? Doesn't this come off? Boy, looks like it's more trouble than it's worth. I think these 2 screws come off and this will open up. Really don't want to play with it though. Just don't know why that's not securing in place. It's really strange. Not getting the best leverage. Ah, I felt it click that time. Okay, now we're good. Then I need the 8-pin CPU power, which just happens to be right here. That's convenient. Let's take care of that now as well. So that's going to go way up here in this top corner, and we'll feed the cable in right here. Bring it around back, and the clip goes towards the outside edge on this board. Yeah, without a cameraman, this is a very difficult thing to show on camera. But I do have plenty of other videos with close-ups of this stuff. If you guys, want that clarity, it is available in other videos I've shot. So that's on. I can re-secure this fan again. So let's put that back in now. Very good. You can see how nice that I/O shield looks back there. It's like it was made to be there. Perfect color match, perfect fit. Motherboard power's hooked up. Now we can, oh, I still have to do the other side to the power supply, don't I? Thank you guys for all of your support and contributions. Okay. So we have, back on the power supply, we've got a connector that says for CPU 1 and CPU 2. So apparently this power supply comes with 2 of these 8-pin connectors, which would explain why it was so easy for me to find one. And the clips go the other way around. The clips face down here on the back of the power supply. It would be nice if these were identical. It's like when you move one over, it sort of changes its length a little bit. Why is it not going in? What's my issue? Oh. I'm an idiot. I've got it in backwards. So one, I can't believe I just did that. One end of the cable is split, and that's the end that plugs into the motherboard. The other end of the cable goes into the power supply. So I plugged in the power supply end onto the motherboard, and that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. So the solid end that says CPU, that actually goes to the power supply. And the split end on this cable that's got 2 ends on it, that's gonna go up here, and that's gonna get plugged into the 8-pin header. Ciao! Remember, if you're struggling with something, you're probably doing it wrong. Yeah, you're not going to see this at all. I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing here, guys. That is a tight fit. There's one. There it is. So there's the 2. Okay. And now I can plug this back over into the back of the power supply. I bet it'll plug in a lot easier now. Yep, that's easy. And then let's get the GPU installed next. And then we can test fire this thing. What an interesting I/O shield design. Or not I/O shield. This is kind of weird. What's going on here? It's like a... I've seen this before. How does this work? Well, that's something. This is the GTX 1070 Ti graphics card from EVGA. I like to see everybody conversing in the chat. That's nice that you're all talking to each other instead of everybody trying to talk to me at the same time. So, you're waiting for me to do this, aren't you? I'm just killing you with having that set up there. This is all sealed shut. I guess I gotta open that up. I ordered a poster and a graphics card came with it. Yeah, hang this on your bedroom wall. I guarantee you're not going to date Never mind. Let's not go there. See? See? This proves if you put the stickers on that it goes faster. It even shows you on the sticker. Pretty. Ooh. This is going to go right there. So I got to remove the second and third covers. So that would be this one and this one. line this up. Why you in my way? Why you gotta be right there, man? Yeah, get your butt back there. Go on now. Go on, get. Make sure that that retention bracket is open. Line up the card with the slot and then push it straight into the board. That will lock into position, and then we're going to put those screws back in we just took out. I guess I'm going to have to come at it from this side. Well, so far this is the part of the case I don't like. I don't like this mechanism at all. There's nothing wrong with the standard everybody else uses. I don't know why EVGA had to make this worse. They generally make things better, but they just didn't make it better on this. What a pain in the butt. They took something simple and made it complex. Why should I have you just put in 2 screws when I can make you put in 4? Yeah, great idea. Who's the guy responsible for that? Get him over here and have him do it. So now I put those 2 in, then I can lower that, and then I can tighten 2 more. Just an added step, because that's what computer building needs. Needs more steps. All right. EVGA. This is our VGA power cable. We need a single 8-pin, which is good. These are all going to have 6+2. The motherboard has an additional 4-pin. You don't have to use it. I think that's mostly for overclocking. I'll talk to the owner of the computer if he wants it. I'll plug it in. It just adds another cable. And if you're not overclocking it, I believe you don't need it. So that's going to go on right there. And we're going to run it right out the back. Hello. And keep it from tangling with all the others. And here on the back of the power supply, let's see, that's for CPU. Every time I put my flashlight away, I need it. Well, at least I always know where it is. All right. I need a 4-pin. All right, so it says VGA 2, 3, and 4. Where's VGA 1? Oh, it's up here at the top, right next to, I see, so CPU, CPU 2, VGA 1. I want to keep all these cables neat. So by doing that, I want to kind of group them all together. But now that I look, I don't have anything on the bottom row. So I guess we'll just fill up the top row then. That's what's gonna look best, even though nobody's gonna see it. There we go. That's the build. It's done. That's the entire build completed. Smoke test. Time for a smoke test. Red Dragon's contributed $5. Thank you, Red Dragon. I appreciate your contribution and your support. Yes, indeed. Let's fire this bad boy up. How am I going to do that? I need an HDMI cable, so we're going to remove one of these covers back here. And let's grab an HDMI. Where's my HDMI? My, oh my, HDMI. There it is. gonna go right there. Yeah, this motherboard has no video output on it, does it? Interesting. That's our antennas for the Wi-Fi that's built onto the board. I need a power cable and a keyboard and a mouse, and we can see if this thing is gonna work. Power. I've got the power. Damn, dude, you're old. Okay. Mr. Zargon28's contributed $5 Canadian. He says, hello from Toronto, Canada. I love your channel and your videos. Well, thank you, Mr. Zargon. Thank you for your participation, your contribution, and your support. Good sir. I'm assuming you're a sir. Not a whole lot of ladies watching my channel. That was sad. Keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse. We do get a couple of the other gender in here sometimes. I'd like to see that change. This should not be such a male-dominated category or interest. Women use computers as much as men do. I mean, really. Maybe not for as many hours a day on average. All right, let's put the switch on. And let's see. Come around. That's right, it did say Mr. Zargon, right? So Mr. kind of implies that, doesn't it? Can't get anything past me. All right, here we go, guys. Power. Is it spinning? I can't see anything. What's happening right now? How come I'm not getting any video? It's lit up. Spinning. What am I missing? Oh, just got to be patient. Look how long that took. Wow. Wowie, wowie. Now, I can't remember if we're doing Windows 10 Home or Windows 10 Pro. I cannot remember. So I'm going to put Windows 10 Home in it because I think it's probably Windows 10 Home. For home users to buy Windows 10 Pro is a waste of money if you're not connecting to servers. So let's take, this is my Windows 10 installation dongle. That's going to go in right there. Let's fire it back up again. Contribution came in from Konstantin Anyanev for $1.99. Says i5 4590 paired with a GTX 1060 and it's not running fast. Yeah, it's kind of vague. I'm not quite sure how to answer that. Now I can hit enter. This keyboard never works on this screen. I always have to use the mouse. Why is my mouse kind of, it's funky. It's like, it starts, it stops, it starts, it stops. What's going on with that? Better. Next, install. We're going to skip the product key for right now. Windows 10 Home is already selected. That's good. Accept the agreement. Next. Custom. Next. And now we wait. And now we wait. But there's your whole build, just like that. I am live on YouTube right now, so please stop texting me. I might have left off the end bit. Well, I'm going to just stand right here and read the comments, see what's going on. If you were trying to get my attention while I was working, I don't have eyes on the back of my head, despite what you might have heard. But I'm paying attention to the chat right now. And they're still texting me. Why are they still texting me? You texted me back to say okay. Really? I said, please stop texting me, and they texted me back and said okay? Don't do that, people. Don't be like that. Billy Zoo says, I donated and you missed it. I'm sorry, Billy. I recognize Billy's name. Billy should be an admin, I mean a moderator. Right, Billy? Yes. Sorry I missed your contribution, Billy. But there's moderator status for you, and thank you. Yeah, sometimes you gotta shout up above the din to get attention. How long would it have taken you to build this PC without a camera? Well, listen, I don't really care. I build a PC because I enjoy it. If I was in a hurry, if I was racing to get it done, I'd probably make stupid mistakes. And it just sucks the fun out of it. I'm really not interested in how fast somebody can build. I've entered PC build competitions before. I don't really think it matters, does it? On average, you know, a system like this where you've got to put the heatsink, well, actually heatsink wasn't too bad, but there's a little additional prep on this board. Maybe 45 minutes, maybe. But again, I hate to think of it that way. I like building, and to me, if you rush through your build, it's like you have a really expensive drink and you slam it and you're not sipping it. It's like a really nice bourbon. You don't take shots of bourbon. It's a sipping drink. You're supposed to enjoy it. And there's a certain level of immaturity. There's a lack of appreciation from people who want to rush through it. If you want to rush through it, let somebody else do it for you, because you're probably not going to do a very good job. Enjoy your build. Hiran Sheth says, contributed $2 Australian. He says, I love your video with IL. Well, thank you. I really enjoyed IL. He's a cool dude. So I can't wait till he comes back. Does the magic ever go away? I heard some people say it happens. You mean like you get burned out doing it? It depends if you're failing a lot or if you're under a lot of stress, you know, if you're building for someone else. Let's see, we're in the US, skip that. Skip that for now. No Cortana. no, 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 and no. We have a generation of people brought up to just not pay attention. They're just interested in the end goal, they're interested in the destination, and they're completely oblivious of the journey. And one day I hope you realize it isn't anything to do with the destination. It always has been about the journey. When you take an airline to fly somewhere, you don't get to see America. And sometimes we have to be somewhere, you know, at a certain time, at a certain place, and we have to fly to get there. But if you ever have an opportunity to take a train, and not only is it a cheaper way to travel, you can just see parts of the United States, parts of anywhere trains run, but in the United States specifically, some gorgeous country. And you know, that's robbed from you when you're flying. I enjoy driving, but as a driver, I don't get as much out of it as a passenger would for being able to look around and really see the country. So building a computer is all about the journey. It's not about what the end result is or how fast you get there. It's about taking your time, enjoying the process. Stop with this competitive nature stuff. You're not, no matter how good you think you are, there's always somebody better. No matter how tall you are, there's somebody taller. No matter how short you are, there's somebody shorter. No matter how bad you are, there's somebody worse. No matter how smart you are, there's somebody smarter. Did I say that already? What is it John Lennon said? You can't sing anything that can't be sung. You can't do anything that can't be done. And wherever you are is where you're meant to be. It's kind of like that. That booted up pretty quick. So I'm going to have to load the drivers, I guess, through a USB DVD drive. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I've got a USB DVD out here somewhere. Ah, here it is. See how organized I am? Look how fast I can find stuff. When's the last time I used this thing? Now this may not work on the front USB ports because they don't have as much power. So I'm going to plug it in the back instead. So that's my USB cable. That up. And where's my drivers? Drivers. Drivers for the graphics card. Wi-Fi. Here we go. AMD motherboard. We'll put that in the DVD drive here. JHP Hawaii Photos contributed $5. This is thanks for the information. For repairs, keep up the great work. Well, thank you. JPH Hawaii Photo. This mouse is going to drive me up. Let's move it to another port. It's having some kind of weird conflict. How about now? That's better. Let's get rid of this people button. I hate this people button. Hate it. Let's go to this. And let's go to this. And let's go to this. Oh no, that's my Windows, isn't it? I can eject that. Let's take that out of there. Eject. Wait, it's not offering me to eject the USB. Only ejecting the DVD. So I'll right click and I'll eject it that way. Ha! How you like me now? So we're done with that. Now I can go to the DVD drive. Yes. can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to do it blind. Let me just move that so I can see. No thank you, no thank you, no thank you. And hell no on that one. Everything else should be okay though. Yep, I don't need XSplit Broadcaster on there. Okay, now everything else looks good. Yeah. Express install. And away we go. Myself down here now. I'm just going to move all over the place. Everything's working good here. Be just a minute, we'll have all those drivers installed. All the parts for this build are listed in the video description below this video. Is that the same USB DVD that you used in your Windows 7 optimization video of your gaming build? It's the only one I've ever had. Yeah, I've had that USB DVD for a number of years. It's working great. I think they're about 30 bucks. I think that was made by Asus. Yeah, that's an Asus one. Yeah, I will update the BIOS one thing at a time, my friends. One thing at a time. We are just about done with the driver install. Almost done. Well, it's taking a bit longer than I thought it was going to take. There we go. Finally, you got done. Let's reboot the system. Okay, very good. And now we can remove the driver disk, and I guess I could install that Wi-Fi driver now. Let's take that out. And let's put in the Wi-Fi disk, which is right here. Load that Wi-Fi driver up. And while we're doing that, why don't we hook this antenna up, and I'll just throw it up on my Wi-Fi. Well, they just covered this thing in plastic. That seems a bit unnecessary. It is plastic. You want to cover the plastic in plastic? Not easily removed either. Oh good, more plastic. Glad they taped that plastic around this, because I don't know what would happen if this plastic would have come off. Kevin Lavis has contributed £5. Thank you, Kevin. He says, amazing streams as usual and great inspiration to all. Thank you, Kevin. Let's see if I can get this apart without cutting the cable. This is why this is not a good idea. There we go. I did it. All right. I'm just going to let this hang off the side. That ought to be good enough. Wi-Fi driver. Yeah, we're getting close to the 200,000 subscriber mark. It's getting there. That's done. Exit. All right, so let's see. Oh, I want to go back to this. Actually, let's just go this. Let's do that. And let's go to my Wi-Fi here. Let's find diversity guest. And then let's put the password in. Very good. Now let's check Windows updates. This computer is dead silent. I mean, it's quiet. So, all right, where's my drink? I need my drink. I'm just gonna hang out. We'll watch this together. No video driver's been installed, children, so relax about the screen resolution. Take a deep breath, and if you can't stand to look at it, go away. Crying out loud, you people are such whiners. Not all of you, just the whining ones. Can you imagine? They sit down at dinner, where's my dessert? What do you wake up in the morning and go, when's bedtime? What the hell's the matter with people? I'm not a child, I'm 44. If you think age has anything to do with being a child, that's the first mistake. If you actually read the screen, you'll see it says NVIDIA display driver is being downloaded. I wonder why. Maybe because the screen resolution isn't right, because the driver's not put in. You think that might be it? Rich wants to know, how many computers have you built in your years of experience? We've estimated this to be somewhere between 20 and 30,000. I'm not exactly sure what the exact number is, but it's 5 digits. When I was building in the warehouse, we were building anywhere from 40 to 100 computers a day. And of those, when I was just building, I could probably crank out 5 or 6 a day myself. And then I worked at that particular place for 2 years. So that just working at that one company, you know, if you calculate, let's say 6, let's make it modest. Let's say 4 computers a day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year, approximately, let's say 50 weeks a year. Yeah, it's really hard to say, but it's somewhere around 20 to 30,000. It's a lot. I'm no longer a child, I'm 18. No, you just don't become an adult at 18. You become legally recognized for certain responsibilities and behaviors at 18, but your brain is still forming until you're about 25. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're not 25 years old, you're still a kid. You still have development to do. You're still growing. Your brain is still developing. And don't rush it. You'll get there. Don't worry about it. You'll be there soon enough. Nick, I've read your message. Thank you. Do you ever have dreams where you're putting computers together? Nope. I don't really dream, to be honest. Ben DeCure says, thanks for the streams today, Carrie. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Ben. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for the kind words. Those are always welcome. Is it fair to say you learned something from every build? No. I learned something from this build. I mean, I learned about this particular motherboard. Usually it's the motherboards, but once you're familiar with a particular motherboard, if you keep building the same computer, you're not going to learn anything any different if it's just a duplicate of what you've already done. But there are some idiosyncrasies from one board to the other, such as the M2 slots and the speeds therein. Same with that MSI board I used the other day, sort of the same thing. But if it's new hardware I haven't worked with before, I've never worked with this case before, I haven't worked with this motherboard before. Those are the only 2 new components, really. And yeah, of course, you're going to have a new experience there. So if you want to count that as learning, I guess, it's just a new experience. Getting that NVIDIA driver now. Carrie, do you install codecs? Installing codecs is the fastest way to lose control of your computer and have your identity stolen and your computers taken over by botnets and such. If you use an open source application like VLC, you won't have to install any codecs. There's no reason you should need to install codecs. Generally, anything that's making you install a codec is probably a virus. So if you see a message that you need a codec, I would advise you to stop trying to launch that file. But hey, it's your machine, you do what you want. If VLC won't play it, it ain't worth playing. After building PCs all day, do you ever want to zone out and do something completely different, or can you still enjoy yourself on one? I never want to do any one thing for too long. It doesn't matter what it is. What about codecs for video editing? Your video editing software should come with any codecs it requires. Otherwise, you're using some pretty bad video editing software. Yeah. Am I listening to any good music lately? Mostly the same as what I talked about before. Live in the Moment by Portugal the Man. Sit Next to Me by Foster the People. Burn the House Down by AJR. What's that song by 2 Feet? Can't stand that song, Gold Rush. Oh, God. I don't like Fall Out Boy, and I don't like Death Cab for Cutie. I don't know what the appeal is of these bands, but somebody's liking them, not me. Oh, resolution just adjusted. Patrick says, I'll drink a couple cans of Guinness for you when you get 200K subscribers. Nice. You're going to celebrate when I get subscribers? I think you just celebrate all the time. That's what I think. How am I planning to celebrate once you reach 200,000 subs? I don't really think 200,000 subs is a milestone. It's nice, but I don't, you know, if I was at 1 million, that would be something to celebrate. 200,000, then what do? Do you do 250,000 because that's $250,000? Yeah, I don't know. I'm very disappointed with the slow rate of subscribers that I just don't even pay attention to it anymore. Most of my views are not coming from subscribers. Most of my views are coming from people who watch and then they leave. And I can virtually guarantee out of the 758 people watching, less than 50% of those people are subscribers. So subscribing doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't guarantee you're going to get more views. I guess it helps you if you want to make deals with sponsorships, but outside of that, it doesn't really hold much meaning. It's just a false measurement. Ultimately, the number of video views you get in the time frame that you get them is the only measurement that matters. And that just comes from my disappointment. I should have hit 200,000 views 4 years ago, and the fact that it's taken this long is just sad. And I'm just not going to focus my energy and concentration on a number that doesn't matter. But, you know, when you hit these really big numbers like 1 million, I think that's really something to be proud of. Can I do a build with a Fantech Ethu Pro MTG case and an Oxua D15 cooler? Who's going to pay for it? If you pay for it, I'll build it. The systems you see me building are all paid for by customers. This is not an entertainment channel. This is an education channel showing real work. So real tech. None of this impractical nonsense these other tech enthusiasts show off. Sure, it's entertaining, but there's really no practical knowledge there where anybody would hire you in the field to do most of that stuff those guys do. So if you want to see something, all you have to do is order it and we build it. That's how this whole process works here. Brian Hennig says, I've been subscribed for a long time as a fellow system builder. I love your videos and streams. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much. Have me do a build blindfolded at 500,000 subscribers? Putting the CPU in, I think, could be almost impossible blindfolded without, touching the pins and bending them all every which way to feel where they are. Yeah. Have you ever thought of doing a Hackintosh? No. That's just hobbyist waste of time. Again, no business is going to pay you for that. I'm in this for the business. I'm not in this. I got into it, because I played games and I really enjoyed it. And building your own computer is great when you're gaming. But then when you have servers and companies and employees and these companies generate thousands of dollars every day. When I worked at Intel, when a system went down, they said it cost $10,000 a minute every time they were down. And Intel's not paying anybody to do a Hackintosh. So, you guys enjoy that, don't get me wrong, you can enjoy that. But you're likely not going to ever be hired and ever get paid to do that sort of stuff. That's what the other tech enthusiast channels do, and it's just impractical. It's for people that have a lot of time on their hands and they find that interesting. But you're not going to pay any bills that way. So, I really want to give people a taste of what the real IT work is like. It's not like what you see on these tech enthusiast channels. That's what people do in their homes when they mess with their own machines. When you take accountability, liability, and responsibility for an organization to be able to operate and generate profits and pay employees, life gets real serious real fast. And it pays well. And that enables you to have a better life. It enables you to have nicer things. When you're playing around with the free stuff, it might be entertaining to you, but you're not going to turn around and use that knowledge, to build a Hackintosh or to move a heat spreader from one CPU to another. That's not going to finance a new car for you, unless maybe through YouTube, but nowhere in the practical world of corporate America would anybody ever hire you for that. You probably would never even be hired to put in a liquid cooler anywhere in corporate America. It's highly unlikely. It's mostly just tech enthusiast stuff. And if you like that, then there's pretty much almost every YouTube tech channel is that way. Not this channel. So if you don't appreciate the value of what we're doing here of keeping everything real, you aren't going to like it here. John Paul Bacon says, I've been subscribed since 2008 and I'm surprised you haven't gotten 1 million subscribers yet. No one's more surprised than me, man. I'm just giving it away and it's not enough. It's not enough. Boy, these updates are taking a while, aren't they? There's this weird fascination with thermal compound on the internet. No regular normal person thinks twice about thermal compound, and anybody who actually takes the time to test different thermal compounds realizes that there's not more than maybe a 2 degrees centigrade maximum temperature difference, which is completely pointless in any CPU processing. So you guys really worry about stuff that doesn't matter, and I just shake my head at it because this ignorance is profound. If you actually took the time to do the testing of different thermal materials, you would verify this to be true. But you guys watch videos and read internet articles and you think what you're reading is real. But if you actually experienced it in real life, you would see that whether you spend $50 for an expensive thermal compound or you spend 50 cents on a cheap thermal compound, it really doesn't make much of a difference whatsoever on the cooling. And a lot of people fail to realize that underneath the heat spreader of the CPU, there's a sloppy amount of thermal compound spread around, and you guys only focus on what's on top of the CPU. It's such a profound lack of understanding. I would really like to convey to the audience to be critical thinkers. You need to stop believing the stuff you see and read and view on the internet and verify it with personal experience and see if it matches up. In the case of thermal compound, you will never ever in your life find a thermal compound that makes more than about at the maximum 3 degrees Celsius. That's it. And if 3 degrees Celsius makes a difference in your world, they have medication that can help you. Remember, we're here to be practical. We're not here for this bizarre nonsense that's this weird obsessive techno-hypochondria. It's very strange to me. And I feel bad for people that have this anxiety and concern over things that don't matter. Because there's plenty of things in life that actually matter. Thermal compound isn't one of them. They all work about the same. But, you know, if you're a marketing company and you got a product to sell at a premium price, you're their perfect market. They love you because you buy it. Carrie, those are the same people who buy a $300 HDMI cable. Yeah, I remember monster cables. Couldn't believe people would spend that kind of money. When you say you guys, you lump us all into one group. No, I don't. When I say you guys, I'm referring to the people I'm speaking about. If you find yourself in that category, then I'm speaking about you. I'm sure you have the mental capacity to understand the difference. Again, this is another bizarre part of society that I don't understand. People are so quick to demonize other people And people are so quick to be offended when nobody said anything about you. If you read into anything and you thought I was talking about you, that's your own lack of self-esteem. I didn't mention your name. Do you think I'm talking about you right now? Then you have an ego, because I'm not talking about you. If you think I'm talking about you, that's your own insecurity. If I yell, "Hey, stupid," and you turn around and say, "What?" It says a lot more about you than it says to me. Sharon says, I think some people just like trolling Carrie by asking the same questions over and over. Yeah, I'm sure that's what they're doing. I'm not taking the bait today. What are we at? 46% download on the Windows Defender. You know what? I don't want to wait on this anymore. I'm going to just restart it. Update and restart. Okay, here we are. I'm going to go back to Windows Update again. Oops. It already wants to restart now? I didn't even do anything. Okay, well, whatever. We'll do it. Here we go. Let's go back to Windows Update again. I'm up to date. There's no more updates. I'm checking it again. I don't believe it. Oh, I knew it. Man, I can't get over how quiet this system is. It's whisper quiet. Let's see if my repair video from earlier today is ready to release to the public. Yes, it looks like it is ready to be released, so let's take care of that now. Let's see, I'm gonna make a few changes to some settings. Adjust that, enable that. That's that right, that's right, oh, that's right. All right, public, post, publish. All right, so the video from earlier today, the repair, if you missed it, that's now published and now available. And let's see how that goes. Look at that, it's the dog's dinner time. I guess I can feed the dogs while we're waiting. Come on, you boys hungry? Wow, you didn't waste any time. Did you think I was gonna change my mind? Don't be knocking my stuff over. What do you say, Lyle? Are you hungry, boy? Are you hungry? You ready for some dinner? There you go. Bon appetit, Senor Wolf. Listening to them eat, sift, sift, sift. You hear them sifting through their food. I guess I can clean up some of this mess down here while we're waiting. I don't know how all this stuff got over here. All right, put this stuff in here. I gotta find that screw I dropped earlier. It's down here somewhere. I'll find it. Probably when I'm walking barefoot later, I'll step on it. That's usually what happens. Can go in there, and the rest of this can go over there. What's the matter? You boys ready for a cookie now? Is it time for your dessert? All right, let's get some cookies. There's a cookie for you. There's a cookie for you. Oh good, we get to restart again. Let's do that now. Ryzen sticker. That can go in the box. And the DVD drive can be put away for next time. Good, 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 good. I think one more check to Windows Update just to make sure there's no more. I don't think there's going to be any more. Never make assumptions. Whoops, wrong one. That's the one I want right there. Let's check. Okay, well, it's doing that. Let's find us a BIOS update, shall we? Let's go to Google and search for, what am I searching for? X470 AORUS Gaming 7 Wi-Fi BIOS. First link. Support. BIOS. We're in version F4, which was just released a couple weeks ago. Let's download that, save it, open. Let's just right-click and copy, and let me grab a flash drive. Well, this is starting to feel like deja vu. Didn't I just do this? Paste. Good, that's ready. And that checked everything, so let's go back, shut down, restart. Press the end key on the keyboard to get us into the QFlash application for Gigabyte boards. Enter. There it is. Automatically sees it. Let's select it. What do you mean it can't read the file? Try again. I know you can do it. This mouse is horrible. Come on. Yeah, could read it that time, couldn't you? So let's see. It shows we have F3. So we're only one version behind. But that's okay, we want the latest and greatest. Press to start. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize I had to do that. That's new. All right, now it's updating the BIOS. I'm gonna let that run. I'm gonna check my front door. It sounded like a package was delivered. That's all I need, another package. Starting to look like a post office in here. No other packages. Thank goodness. I haven't gotten the mail today yet, though. Could be a package in the mail. That's just what I need. Is it playtime now that you've eaten? Huh? Where's your toys? Where's your toys? Oh, you're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy. Well, where's your brother going? Yep, go get those toys. Get them. Good boy. Yeah, get that. Get it. Show it who the boss is. Colin says, Carrie, hope you don't mind. I just shared one of your videos with my friends on Facebook. Why would I mind? I make the videos to be seen. Please share the videos. Don't download them illegally, but yes, post the links. Let people watch. That's great. Thank you. It's been a long day. Okay, BIOS update's completed. System is rebooting. And here we go. There it is. Okie dokie. I think we're good. I think, let's see, let me erase the file off the flash drive. Let me do that. Then I can put that flash drive away for the next BIOS flash. That's out of here. I think I'm going to move myself over here. And I'm going to disconnect that flash drive. Thank you. Wait for it to stop flashing, then I can unplug it. That's why that LED is so important. So that can get put away. I've got a little bit of a mess to clean up here. So I will do that. And let's just run a little check real quick on our hard drive, or sorry, our solid state performance. And we can check these USBs at the same time. Let's see if that works. Yes, I would like that, please. Thank you very much. No, but I didn't do anything, so thanks for nothing. All right, let's do this way then. So let's see, let's grab this. Let's grab this. And let's grab this. Good enough for now. And let's take a look, make sure BIOS version is F4, and we're seeing all of our RAM. So let's verify that. Ryzen 2600, memory 16 gigs, main board, BIOS version F4. Everything's perfect. Let's try the Crystal Disk Mark and see the performance of the SSD. See where we're at here. And then barring that, we'll wrap it up for the night. So in the meantime, thank you to everybody who's tuned in and for all the mods for keeping everything pleasant. Whew, look at those numbers. Holy smokes. So you notice the ADATA XPG I used the other day was just a little bit slower than that, but it also was half the price. Although this has twice the capacity. The bigger the solid state drive is, the faster it'll transfer data. Forgot to set up the RAM XMP. No, I'm going to go and do that later. I'm not going to do that now. I'm just a little tired, to be honest. Adam Robson's contributed 10 Australian dollars. Is that Australian? Thanks for the informative and inspirational videos. Carrie, your videos have taught me things I would otherwise still not know and have given me the courage to want to build my own PC. That is awesome. Rock on, Adam. Rock on. If you have any final questions or comments, now is the time to speak there in the live chat. You want me to fix the time? Is it bothering you? It'll fix itself automatically, but if you want to force it, you could certainly force it. Time here is 5:26 p.m. Oh, I guess I have the date wrong too, don't I? Well, it just adjusted it. It finally went online and synced it up. Carrie, I have a Corsair MP500. Is it good? I don't know. I mean, I have a steak in the refrigerator. Is it good? I got a bunch of food in my refrigerator. Is any of it good? Where do I buy my shirts? I got them all over, but there's a site called Global Rebels that I like a lot. globalrebels.com. Carrie, did you get the computer that was... Yeah, we filmed that earlier today, Ray. It's already made available. That was filmed earlier today. It's all done. And there's our final numbers with the Samsung Drive. 3573.9 on the read speed and 2515 on the sequential write speed. That is a fast drive. Still, there's a faster drive, you know, the 970 Pro, but it's a lot more money. That's fantastic numbers on that. So I think Marty will be very happy with this computer. And I just need to verify with him we're doing Windows 10 Pro before I go too much further with this, because I might end up having to do it all over again. And so we're not activating anything or putting any product codes in until I know what Marty wants, and I'll make sure that I get him what he needs. So thanks to Marty for allowing us to build this on camera and to share his investment with us. It's a great build. I mean, really. It's a nice, clean case. I guess if I stand over here, actually, I guess I can just do this. Why don't we just do that? So yeah, we've got a nice, clean case going on here. And that tempered glass will go on here once I get the cables. There's not much to cable manage on the front. It looks pretty good on the front. All that's going to be done in the back. And they give me lots of cable management opportunities here on the back that I really like so much. NZXT is good about that. And that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you're inspired. And I hope that you support and encourage others. Don't be disparaging. Don't be critical of other people. There's enough of that in the world. You don't need to participate with the rest of the sheep. Show a little support. Show some kindness. Be kind to one another. And I will see you all again. Gosh, I hope tomorrow. I'm going to try and get a hold of IL tonight and see if he can come over tomorrow so we can build a computer together. That would work out perfectly in my schedule. It's just a matter if it works out in IL's schedule. So we'll wait till tomorrow and see what happens. In the meantime, thank you all so much for joining. Thanks to my moderators for keeping it civil. Thanks to all the contributions that have been made. Thanks for all of your kind words and your support. You guys, as you've seen in the chat room today, there's a lot of jerks out there. And I'm glad that we outnumber them, and let's keep it that way. You guys have a good one. I'll see you all very soon. Until then, as the dog walks in, bye for now. You saying bye? You saying bye, Lyle? Does it involve a cookie? No? Then I'm not saying bye. All right. Well, there you go. See you guys.